Welcome in, Wiffle Ball fans, to the 2020 Fox Lake Wiffle Ball Tournament Bracket Reveal. This year's tournament will use the same format as the past 2 years, a 6-team double elimination bracket. The top 3 teams from each pool made the tournament, so let's get into it. First, the 1 seed from the Fox pool is the Apes. They went 3-0 in their pool, winning all 3 games against other teams in their pool. The 2 seed from the Fox pool will be Who Dat. Nick Barnes' team will be having their first postseason appearance this year after going 0-6 in the past 2 years. Who Dat's currently 1-2. And the final team from the Fox pool is the Blazers. Garrett Murray's rookie team went 1-2 this year, and they will be the 3 seed. Unfortunately for the D-Souls, they did not make the playoffs due to the tiebreaker. They will go to the Snake game and not be in this year's tournament. This is the first time the D-Souls have missed the playoffs. Now for the Lake Pool, a rookie team took the 1 seed in the form of the Titans. The Willie brothers and Nick Watson went 2-1. The 2 seed, which also went 2-1, will be DeClaw. The Titans took the 1 seed because the Titans won in the head-to-head matchup. And the 3 seed in the Lake Pool will be the American Mambas. They will face off against Who Dat in round 1 of the playoffs. And unfortunately, the Blazers did not make the playoffs. Daniel Ogden's team was missing Matt Ogden after he left in the offseason, and they will miss the playoffs. Again, this tournament is a double elimination tournament, so this isn't what it looks like. Here's what the full bracket looks like. We have 2 regions, the Apes region and the Titans region, as they're both the 1 seeds. And to talk more about the bracket, here is Adam Willie joining me, and we're going to go through some of the details of the bracket, what surprised us in the pool play, and what's to come day 2 of the tournament. All right, and here we are. We're joined with Adam Willie of the D-Souls, who we just found out did not make the playoffs. That's unfortunate, Adam. But the good news is you can be unbiased here and give us your personal opinion and your predictions here for the playoffs. So obviously a tough pool play for you. You only got to play the Apes, Bandits, and Who Dat, but what did you see out of those teams?
I saw some good hitting out of all 3 teams. Good pitching, a lot of walks, and yeah, just a tough fought pool. Sad to come out of the bottom end though.
Tough in Patrick Lipka's final season, which he couldn't participate in due to COVID. Yeah, a lot of walks. Hope in the playoffs we can see some more competitive wiffle ball teams as we get the better teams playing each other. So we're going to go talk about the top bracket now, the Apes side of the bracket, which you got to play in pool play in the first game of the tournament. It's going to be the Apes versus the winner of the Claw and the Bandits. Who do you think is going to come out of that one?
Based off the way I saw both teams playing in pool play, I think we will see the Claw pull out because they have the good pitching and backed up by good pitching by Alex Haas in the pool play, and he was backed up by good hitting by Isaiah Tiemeyer, and hopefully the Claw will have Nick Everett back for the post pool.
That'll be huge, having 2 pitchers, probably the only team that has 2 top 5 pitchers on the roster. The Apes, though, Mark Ogden, the pitcher, he pitched only 2 innings in pool play, and he had 6 strikeouts, no hits, no walks. So he was just struck out 3 each inning, 3 up, 3 down. But we will have to see. We've seen some veteran pitchers struggle throughout the tournament. Alex Haas struggled in his pool. But we'll have to see if Mark Ogden can find his groove. That'll be the Apes' key to success. So you see the Claw winning against the Bandits and winning against the Apes. I'll have to agree with you there. I had the Claw go in both games. Alex Haas, if he can get in a groove on the mound, there's no hitting off him. As much as I'd like to see the Apes go and win, I don't know if we can hit off Alex Haas. So we both sent in the Claw into the final 2 teams of the winner's bracket. So now let's go to the bottom side of the bracket, which is the Titans side. The Titans got the 1 seed, and they will play the winner of the Mambas and Who Dat. Who Dat pulled possibly the biggest upset They were 0-6 coming into this year. They went 1-2 this year and made the playoffs based on run differential. So, Adam, who do you think's going to come out of that one? I could see it going anyway.
I could see it really going anyway, but I honestly think we'll see the veteran team, the Mambas, pull it out. We did see some good hitting and pitching by the Titans in that pool play. Good rookies coming in, Paul Willie, Daniel Willie, and Nick Watson. I think it was a little beginner's luck there in the pool play. I think we'll see the Mambas find a way to get through the winner's bracket and make it to the championship.
And I mean, I think the Titans, I think they're going to ride that beginner's luck. Paul Willie is batting .667. He's reaching base 85% of the time. He's unstoppable, and they showed on the mound that the Willie brothers, they can pitch. Two rookies, the two youngest players in the league, I mean, they came out there and showed everybody up, taking the 1 seed. They had the Mambas in the pool, DeClaw, who were the two projected top 3 teams right there. So it's just crazy for them to come out with the 1 seed. I think they're going to make it. So I picked the Titans. You picked the Mambas. Who do you think is going to come out of the losers bracket to round out that top 3?
Round out the top 3. I think we'll see, after some rest on day 1 of Mark Ogden, we'll see some rust, I think, to begin day 2 to go into the post bowl, and they'll lose a game. And I think we'll see the Apes pull it out in the losers bracket.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because Mark Ogden has to go to work in the middle of the day because he couldn't get it off. So if the Apes fall in the losers bracket and have to play midday, they're going to have to send out Tanner and Kelly and try to pull out a miracle. I don't think Tanner can do it. He's not that good of a player. But back to what we were talking about, the losers bracket. I think the Mambas, they're going to come out of it. I mean, Kyler Stork, he wants his championship more than anyone else in the tournament. The Mambas, they picked up Matt Ogden. I mean, that's just – you've got 3 of the best hitters in the FLT, and Kyler Stork, Matt Ogden, Brett Lenz. Whoever's pitching against them is going to have no breaks on the mound. So my 2 teams were DeClaw, the Titans, and the Mambas, and your 3 were which teams?
I had DeClaw, the Mambas, and the Apes.
Alrighty, we'll come back to that, but let's talk about some of the standout players so far. I know most of the awards are really earned in the postseason, but so far, who do you think the best player has been this year?
I'd say at the plate, I'd honestly say I think it's the rookie, Paul Willie. He's batting .667 in 20 plate appearances. Mm-hmm. He's had 9 at-bats, 6 hits, and 4 home runs. I think Paul's had the luck of the draw there in that pool play.
Yeah, and I mean, he didn't face bad pitching, too. He faced the Kyler Stork from the Mambas, and he faced the Claw, and I mean, they came out and they took 2 games. They even lost to the Blazers, the team that went to the Snake Pool, or the Snake Game. So if they're good against good teams, I guess, and that'll really help them out. I have to agree with you there. Paul Willie, by far the best hitter so far. I mean, just looking at the lines, no one even comes close except maybe Ben Hansen, who led the league in average last year. He's batting .500 this year, but just like last year, he won't have a playoff game to prove that he's that good of a hitter. I think he is a good hitter, just he hasn't been on good teams, and that's really hurt him in the MVP race.
Oh, yeah, and I think it helps Paul. He faced 2 of the top 3 pitchers probably in the FLT in pool play. He faced Alex Haas and Kyler Stork.
That's just I don't want to face those guys. So we're both saying Paul Willie currently is leading the MVP race. Gotta say he's not doing too bad on the mound also. He hasn't pitched a lot of innings, only 2.2 innings, but he showed that he can get the job done on the mound.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of pitching, though, who's taking home the Cy Young this year? We've already talked about good pitching from Mark Ogden, Kyler Stork, Alex Haas. Those 3 are already at the top of the leaderboards for pitching. Who do you think is going to be the best pitcher when the tournament's said and done?
I think through pool play, I'm not going to say Mark Ogden because he only pitched 1 game. You know, he didn't give up any runs.
Faced 6 batters, struck out 6 batters.
Exactly. I think if he had played more games, I think he'd be more in the conversation. I'd honestly have to go with Alex Haas. The Claw rode his arm, got that 2 seed behind the Apes 1 seed there. And he did give up 14 runs in pool play, but I'd say he's the workhorse of the Claw.
Yeah, and a lot of those 14 runs came off walks. Again, if pitchers can limit walks, they're going to have a much easier time on the mound, and their team's going to have a much better chance to win the game.
For
Uh,
sure.
yeah, Alex Haas, I mean, he's probably my number two choice right now, but if the Mambas can make a run deep in this postseason, they're going to have to ride pitcher
Oh,
Kyler Stork. And based on the way he played in pool play, I think they can do it. He's only pitched 2 innings. He gave up 1 run, one earned run. He gave up 2 total runs off an error. But he's got a 1.5 ERA. He's given up 2 walks and hits per inning. If he can continue that, I think the Mambas with their bats, they will have an easy postseason.
oh yeah, if they get their hitting going and ride Stork's arm, they will have a good chance in the postseason.
They will. Now, I know we both said the MVP so far has been a rookie, but so obviously we both would pick him to win Rookie of the Year.
Exactly.
But I mean, just the rookies this year, the high quality, Nick Watson, Daniel Willie,
yeah.
Paul Willie, all the Titans, they're all rookies. And I mean, they're just lighting up the stat sheet. It's tough to find a stat that one of them isn't leading or near the top. I mean,
Actually,
obviously, it's
yeah.
crazy how well the rookies are doing. It's that FLT beginner's luck. Anything else you have to say about the rookies?
I'd say actually I'd have to go with I want to mention rookie Joel Rayners from Who Dat. He's
Yeah,
had an unbelievable pool play. They rode his arm, I think, a little bit in pool play to try to get to the postseason,
yeah.
and he's not hitting too terribly either. He is the top hitter, it looks like, for Who Dat,
Hmm.
and looks like he's also the top pitcher for Who Dat. They're riding him to. They rode him to postseason.
Yeah, he is. Now, it's very interesting to see Joel Reiners has pitched in all 3 of Hudat's games, yet he hasn't started a single one. So it seems like they start games thinking one pitcher is going to be their guy, and they always go out relying on Joel Reiners. At the plate, he's had a great first day. He's been struggling a little, striking out a little too much, but I think he's been eager to hit. He's seeing the guys in front of him take walks to get on base, and he wants to just hit them in and get the guaranteed runs instead of having a cakewalk out there. But if he can stop striking out and finding contact with the ball, Who Dat is going to make a run in their first ever postseason appearance.
Oh yeah, especially with him on the mound. If he doesn't walk 25 batters like he did in pool play, I think they could ride his arm to put to another round.
Yeah, and so now we've talked about the teams, we've talked about the players. Now it's time to pick the champion. Adam, give us your final
Well,
3, and then who do you think is going to win it in the championship?
I'm gonna say my final 3 are gonna be the Claw, the Mambas, and the Apes. All 3 were top 4 teams last season,
Mm-hmm.
with the Apes just beating out the Mambas in the championship. And I think, I'm gonna go with the Mambas. I think the Mambas, the addition of Matt Ogden to the team, will help Kyler Stork, commissioner, get his first ever FLT championship ring.
And he really wants that one. So I had the Claw, the Titans, and the Mambas, the final 3. I know you said the Apes. That was our difference there.
Yep.
I just think Mark Ogden, he didn't look so hot on the mound. I know he got 6 strikeouts, but they were swinging at his pitches. So I think if a team that can draw walks can come up, I think Mark Ogden's going to get in some trouble walking the bases. Unfortunately, he's my teammate, so I hope he just keeps striking everyone out. But I just think if the Apes lose one game up top in the winners bracket, they're going to be doomed in the losers bracket since Mark won't be able to play.
I think what helps Mark too in that first game at least is he did not play much at all on day 1, so he'll be well rested for day 2.
He will be well rested, but he will not be well adjusted to the strike
That's
zone.
true.
We'll have to see how that story plays out. Now, my champion, I think the Mambas, I said they're going to come out of the losers bracket. I think they will beat the Titans in the losers bracket championship, but I think DeClaw will take the championship. Alex Haas and Nick Everett, that's just a 1-2 punch right there. One of them gets in trouble. The other one will come in and just easily finish the game for him. And they've had some really good hitting at the plate from Isaiah Tiemeyer. I think one of the most underrated hitters so far. We didn't even mention him in the first half. But if he can keep that hot bat, they're going to be a tough team with hitting and pitching.
Well, he's definitely a top 5 hitter from pool play, batting .333 in 28 plate appearances, 4 hits, 3 home runs, and 6 RBIs. Oh yeah, he's definitely an underrated hitter in the pool play.
And I mean, that's a lot of plate appearances, but he doesn't have that many at bats. He's got a 714 on base. I mean, players are just finding ways to get on base this year. A lot of walks. Hopefully, day 2, the pitchers can find it and make it a more competitive tournament. But Adam Willie, I picked DeClaw. You picked
The Mambas?
We'll see our predictions turn out on day 2 of the Fox Lake Wiffle Ball Tournament. I want to thank Adam for joining us. Unfortunately, Adam will not be in the postseason, but you guys, this is not the last time you'll see Adam. He was gracious enough. He's going to take over on the mic for day 2 of the playoff games, since hopefully I'm playing a while in the playoff games. If not, you'll have us on the mic for the postseason, and we just can't wait to see how it turns out.
Thanks for having me, Tanner. I'm looking forward to another great day 2 of Wiffle Ball.
All right, thanks for joining us, Adam, and we'll see you guys, the viewers, in the next one.